So this case was a punch biopsy from a rash on the thighs, and the main clinical queries were of either psoriasis or of tinea fungal infection. And in these initial H&E sections that I had, working through the features, there was a little bit of parakeratotic scale here on the surface, and we also had some neutrophilic infiltration of the epidermis with these subcorneal microabscesses here, with a bit of spongiosis of the epidermis, and then this inflammatory infiltrate in the superficial dermis, which did also include some neutrophils as well. So my initial thoughts on this was, well, possibly it could be psoriasis. We've got some scale on the top, and we've got the neutrophilic microabscesses. So psoriasis was a possibility, but obviously whenever you see neutrophils in epidermis, in particular as there was a clinical query for tinea infection, very important to do a fungal stain to rule that out. And the initial PAS stain that came with the sections that was done as a reflex PAS testing, I will show you now. So this was the PAS stain that came with the initial H&E sections, and looking across here, there are no obvious fungi identified. However, it did strike me that in this PAS stain section, that neutrophilic element is not actually very obvious, and so I thought it's probably important to do another repeat PAS stain off the block. Now we've seemed to have cut into that area with more of a neutrophilic infiltrate. And here's the repeat PAS stain, which now has that area more similar to what we were seeing in the H&E. And if we now look in here, lo and behold, we can see that there are actually fungal hyphae here within the surface keratin, nicely highlighted with the PAS stain here. So this did confirm that this was actually a tinea or dermatophyte infection. I think the learning point here is, when looking at PAS and fungal stains or any special stains, it is important to make sure that the sections you're looking at are actually representative of the areas of interest in the biopsy. And as this case demonstrates, that initial PAS stain didn't really have the neutrophilic inflammatory element in it. So it's important to think about doing repeat sections to make sure that the PAS stain is actually done in an area reflective of the pathology that's present.